Welcome to the No Ideas Original Podcast featuring Shana, Mr. Rob, and Ken. Episode 175. What's up, y'all? How y'all been?
175.
175.
175.
Yeah,
Big number.
Yeah, it's a big number there, brother.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a big number, but like I was saying, behind the scenes, in the scheme of things, like we gotta get back on our grind where we was recording every week. There's
Yeah,
people
we gotta pick it up.
because it's people that go live every day.
Wow.
Right.
It's people that go live. I mean, I can't make that commitment.
Right, son.
I can't make that commitment, but there are people who go live every day religiously.
Mhm. That's a fact.
So I guess needless to say that's us saying that we gotta get back on our grind and put out more content, and give the people more interviews or just even discussions like we're gonna have tonight about different topics. Yeah, while I was in Greece, I was posting like shorts too, like just just different sites and walking through Greece and all
This
that.
is your first time in Greece or your second? It's your second, right?
This is my first time in Greece.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yo, it was really, really hospitable. Like the people are really nice.
Yeah.
Felt like super safe out there.
I got a guy I mentored. He's from Greece. His name is Akis. He's a good guy.
Oh yeah? Yo, the euro is kicking the US dollars, but
Yeah.
The euro is kicking the US dollar, but it was like, it was like really hospitable, like good people. The food, I'm a mad picky eater, so the food was probably better than what I anticipated it being. That helped.
So no onions?
Coming off of Morocco, I was looking at stuff like, I don't know about that, but out there, man. Yo, but the craziest joint is like probably the best meal that I had out there was in Delphi. Was it? Yeah, I think it was like may have been Delphi, or Olympia. Like they had like a buffet set up and they had beef stew. Okay. I'm a beef stew dude. I like beef stew.
Yeah, I like beef
Do
stew.
you find that their cuisine is comparable to Italian food or not?
I see a lot of similarities. Between, Italy and Greece and Italian food and Greek food. There's a lot of like in terms of like the seafood piece, the flavoring, of course, a lot of pizza.
Right.
I guess it's like the Mediterranean.
Right. They got bread.
It's a lot of bread, a lot of olive oil, and a lot of wine.
That's
I got you.
I like bread, wine, but it's like wine with every meal, literally.
You need to get wired up, I guess, man. Get your blood flowing and make that food go down.
Yo, they got a drink called, I think it's called Ouzo.
Okay.
Ouzo. And Ouzo, there's no legal drinking age. I found that out. The tour guide told me. It was like, there's no legal. So I was like, so when did you have your first drink? She was like, I had my first drink of Ouzo at 6.
What?
6 years old. Ouzo tastes like Patron though. Like it hit different.
Hard?
Wow.
Yes. Imagine being 6 years old and taking a shot of Ouzo.
We find out they putting kids to sleep with that shit. Yeah, take a nap.
Yo, they probably are.
Yeah.
They definitely probably are. A lot of walking. A lot of really getting it, like trying to get adjusted to the time zone difference. Them 7 hours, boy. It just I'm still trying to recover from that. But other than that, yeah, it was. I definitely liked it better than Morocco.
Right.
It was a really good experience. What y'all been up to though?
Me per se, house stuff. I don't know if y'all know. I don't know if Janelle mentioned to Latanya that Kanala is in Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
She did a AWOL move. She dropped everything she had going on here and she moved to Hawaii. Now the move is temporary because out there you have to live on farms type of thing to kind of get acclimated to what the area, especially where she is. So right now she's located on a farm with a nice family, and she's learning how to farm and do things like that. But in the meantime, she's able to learn the area because she wants to teach there. So that's her goal.
Yeah, but what led to her just saying, I want to go to, what part of Hawaii is she in?
It's not Honolulu. It's definitely not Maui.
Big Island.
It's a small island because she flew into Honolulu, and then there was another 40-minute flight to another island.
Oh, okay.
So I texted her, was it today? I think today. She said she was fine. You know, there's some things to get used to because Kanala don't like bugs. So I'm like, you gonna be on the phone? And you don't like bugs?
How's that gonna work?
All right, so she ain't crying bloody murder yet, so she's enjoying it. So outside of that, I got my hands into some things being creative right now. Shout out to my man V Vernon. He got me lined up with some good people. Yada, remind me to tap in with you about that at the end of the show.
All right.
And just house stuff, bro. I'm just kind of cruising to find my niche. That's all I'm gonna say. Trying to find my niche again.
Yeah.
Yada, what's up with you, Yada?
Man, with me, what's him just change the position. What's the name? And getting adjusted to doing these overnight hours.
Overnight. Wow, you got the graveyard shit.
Yeah, so getting adjusted to that and working with the kids on a couple of things. Was son's back from school, so he's in the job hunt. So I'm working with him.
How was his year out there?
Oh, he loved it. He loved it out there. So
Yellow, what's up? What up, Yellow?
What's up, baby girl? How you holding up?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Good stuff, bro. What we got going on, Shop?
All right, so first thing we're gonna talk about tonight is Meta being sued for addictive tendencies to teens in several states. I wanna let me just give you all like a brief overview of what the actual claim is, so we can make sure that we're accurate this. So it says dozens of states sued Instagram parent Meta on Tuesday, accusing the social media giant of harming young users' mental health through allegedly addictive features such as infinite news feeds and frequent notifications that demand users constant attention. In a federal lawsuit filed in California by 33 attorney generals, the state alleged that Meta's products have harmed minors and contributed to the mental health crisis in the United States. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that that's accurate? Yeah. Do you think that that's accurate? And if so, what could Meta do differently?
Well, it's accurate, and because you talking about dopamine responses. One of the things that said in the article was dopamine responses. Dopamine responses is a neurotransmitter. It touches your happy place, and you know algorithms, how they work. They're set up to whatever you enjoy, we're going to give you more of that. So that's a ploy. That's a marketing ploy. And I looked at it deep. I'm like, well, damn, they're doing that to us when we were just watching TV too. So anything behind a screen that's influential to you, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get this erratic behavior that's removing you from what you're supposed to be doing and now be sensationalized and just immersed with what you got in front of you. And I think in that article it said the young girls are hit more of it. It's affecting them more. I see that personally. You know what I mean? Because every little girl from 25 and older all look the same. The same eyelashes, the same baby hairs, the same movement. They do this. And I'm like, that's the influence of the phone and the apps and Snapchat and TikTok. Those things repetitively, once they get going, it's hard to turn it off. Even adults need to sue too if that's the case. The motherfuckers are just doing this.
Yo, Rob, you read my mind, because that's exactly what I want to say. It's not just specific to teens; it's adults too.
Anybody that's on there.
So you can go in there and search and look. Now, for me personally, I'm internet always, whether it's internet apps, it's all about information for me. That's all I want is the information. Just so I can stay abreast, just so I can stay. Now, do I get excited? Basketball clip, I don't know, a car clip, whatever. Yes. And I noticed that when I do that, now I got a bunch of Porsche shit in my feed. Like, I just wanted to like the Porsche. I ain't want all this other shit. But it made me understand how algorithms work. So what is affecting these teens, because a lot of these teens, they don't even have just basic know-hows, man. These kids, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, and please don't shoot the messenger. These kids are soft.
Not built the same.
They're not built the same, and these phones are distracting them from just moral fibers like endurance. Something like you can't talk to them without them in their feelings. And in the moment they in their feelings, they go right back to the phone like, I ain't got time. I'm about to TikTok. I'm about to do all this.
Yeah,
Son, it's crazy. It's crazy. One dude I heard said, he said it's so bad that kids don't go outside. When we grew up, we knew every kid on that block. Most kids don't even know who their neighbors are.
Yeah, that's true. Yella said it's kind of weird because it touches your happy place. At the same time, the majority of people on social media are highly depressed. You know, I think that also like this is an issue that's not specific to teens only. I also look at it for adults, you know, but it's been exposed a long time ago, especially before it was Meta and it was Facebook, that the industry was about selling data, you know. So they know for a fact what it is that people are viewing, and then they feed people that stuff as interest-based ads.
Yeah,
you know, you click on, they're gonna give you more of, and they're gonna show it to you. And then I think the other element of it also is that social media has created a dynamic of FOMO and the instant gratification around the notification stuff. So you think about like even the dopamine part and the neurotransmitters, right? So when you see that light on your phone light up that has a notification that you have a DM or you have whatever it is, automatically the mind is triggered.
It's a hit of dopamine.
I gotta look at this. I gotta see what this is about, or I gotta check my likes, or I gotta, you know, I think that what they're looking at is probably the piece around saying that teens are more susceptible to it because adults supposedly can use discernment in terms of how much they use their phone. But the reality of it is that, and I would imagine that Meta's counter argument to this is going to be, well, if you look at now all of the different things that are put in place, like these apps have tracking mechanisms in place to monitor that. Even iPhones have screen time and all that to be able to kind of capture that thing, because that shows that it's been on the radar for years that people are spending entirely too much time on social media on the screens. What were you gonna say, Ken?
A lot of this stuff is really like it's kind of a multi-pronged thing, and I gotta say it's only gonna get worse. So what people don't understand is we talk about the algorithm right now. With the emergence of AI, those algorithms and those just the things that discern your likes move way faster. So they can adjust on the fly so that if this stimulus is not getting you to go on, they'll switch and it'll move fast. Now, what happens, like we talked about how we have the different things that register screenshots and register things from kids, they're basically trying to say, again, that's a parental issue where, where people are not monitoring their kids. And we've seen that to be some cases. And then when we talked about as far as adults liking it, we got to look at the fact that a lot of people are living their best life on their phone and stuff, because the most of that stuff, I mean, a lot of people's stuff's not real. So they get up there and they post these beautiful pictures of these great things going on in their life, but that's not actually reflective of who they are. So it gives people an opportunity to project out to the world who they want to be as opposed to who they actually are.
Right. And that's a disconnect, because you need to know who you are versus who you want to be. Now, trust me, I'm ambitious too. There's a lot of things I still want to be, even at the age that I am. But I practically I know how to get there. I don't need a like or a comment or anything like that to boost my morale to move forward. But that's me. I'm an adult. I can discern. A child can't discern that. And one of my daughters even said, I wish I didn't stop playing with this phone. It's coming from a 20-year-old who's saying like this damn phone is the devil, because she started to notice her behavior. Like, damn, I got it in my hand. I'd rather pick up my phone before I pick up toothpaste and a brush, and like shit is always in your hand. Like, let me put it down and brush my teeth without having the two together. It's conditioning, bro, and here we are, bro.
Well, can you imagine just even the pressure associated with social media, or the pressure associated with smartphones, that, you know, like now that ongoing access that people have to you, that, you know, and then the other part of it, I think, is also like the instant gratification.
Yeah.
piece. They're like, you know, like I want to post these this video or whatever it is so I can get some likes as a result of it. Previously I used to look at social media and say like, damn, why is everybody living such a good life on social media? But now I'm starting to see more and more just unfettered stuff that I'm like, this don't really belong on social
Money off the rails.
Like, they don't even pay the bill right now. Why am I watching? Why am I hearing this?
Yeah, it's like, damn, like, you know, are you going through it? What you do, you know, you
Me
got
being-
this going on, you in the ambulance, yo, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
Most pictures they in the ambulance. Next thing you know, underneath their post, you see rest in peace. Like, damn, you really videotaped and uploaded you in the ambulance before you passed away. That was, you wasn't worried about surviving. You was worried about videotaping yourself in the ambulance. So I don't know. I think it's bigger than a teen issue. I don't know how the government would be able to regulate it though.
Much bigger than the teen issue. And to Yada's point, it's only going to get worse. And how do you regulate it with AI doing what AI does now? With collecting all of this data so it can service you when you type in the prompts that you need. So it's making you engage with the algorithms to keep on in that process and totally forget about everything else, because you know trees still grow outside, grass still grows, the sun does come out. So you know it eliminates that part of your reality about things that are real versus, yo, I need to get on my phone, I need to do this, whatever the case, man.
What Meta did that made it worse was when they started. Well, right now it's monetized. So what happened was saying even if you wanted to disconnect, some people now have changed. Their lives have changed based on there's people who making money off of it. They're making money, and there's a whole bunch of people that aspire to be social media influencers and stuff like that. That's like a real thing now. So now you have people. One of the things they talked about is the profit part of it. It's not just Meta profit, and it's individuals profiting now from it too.
Well, yeah, I was about to say if they can afford to pay you, how much you think they make?
Yeah,
off content. Before reading Yella's comment, I was thinking like, think about, so we talking about neurotransmitters and we talk about dopamine. How is that any different than the advertising that you see on TV?
It's not. It's no
pace is, you know that the pace is much faster, because what happens is on TV you see something and it's a moment in time snapshot, whereas with algorithms and AI,
you scrolling all day.
You can click this and they realize, okay, this is not working, and they can keep just sending you stuff.
Right.
Something piques your interest. On TV, you get the snapshot, and that's it.
Oh, okay. Yellow said I watched the documentary on social media, and they'll even send out phantom notifications just for you to pick up your phone. Odds are once you pick it up, you won't put it right down. Yeah, that's
scam likely, right? Scam likely.
Yo, I watched on the plane. I watched, and I would recommend for anybody to watch it. It's not a documentary. Initially, I started to watch it because I thought it was a documentary, but it's the BlackBerry movie, and it really talks about like how the BlackBerry became the world's first smartphone like phenomenon. And this makes me think about like one of the scenes in the movie where they were in jeopardy of having Palm Pilot kind of take over, and the guy that was CEO was like, I want a BlackBerry. He was like, I want BlackBerries to be in everybody's hands. So the way they end up handling it, he was like, I want you to go out in the community. I want you to go to country clubs. I want you to go wherever people are. And he was like, I just want you to get on it and just be obnoxious and just be loud and just check your emails and just do whatever it is in front of people, you know. And they showed like them going out doing it and people walking up to him and be like, yo, what is that in your hand and whatever, you know. And he was like, when you present it to people, don't tell them it's an email machine. You tell them, you know what? This is my smartphone or my smart device or whatever it is. And that was probably like the beginning, if you think about it, of people actually really getting hooked to, you know, like smartphones, because that you had your email access at your fingertips. Then after a while it evolved to the SMS text message. And look where we're at, you know.
Everything is chirping.
Yeah. I just don't see a way that the government can regulate it. Like I know in China, it's, you know, they have regulations around that stuff, but they also communism. Free speech. So I just don't know. Like I've seen Zuckerberg on Capitol Hill at these different type of these gatherings that they have people together, and then he speaks about all the stuff involving Meta and everything. But it's just so far gone that part of it is going to fall, like Kenyatta was saying, in the parents' lap. Is like, this is a parenting issue. You have to regulate your kids' phone use, and then that creates a whole different set of problems for parents and kids in terms of their relationship.
It's going to be a disconnect between the child and the parent because you're not allowing the child to be like the rest of their friends. Back to my child who was desperate to have an iPhone, not a regular phone, but she needed an iPhone because her friends had it. And she tried to backdoor. I need it for basketball when they have in the group. Yeah, and you didn't even play basketball like that. So now you just got a phone because you want to be on Snapchat and all this other stuff. To later on realize I should have never touched this damn phone.
And check this out. The parents can't regulate the kids. They can't regulate themselves.
Yeah.
Right, yo, these kids
do as I say, not as I do.
But I will tell you this, that I think that internet companies found out, like, I don't know about for y'all, my internet provider, I have the ability to cut access off to different devices.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of takes away the back and forth struggle around stuff. So I don't know, my children are not young where I need to regulate their phone like that. I would imagine it has to be some parental control that you could disconnect the internet at a certain time or something, to limit it. So that way you don't get into the power struggle of the phone.
I got a guy at the job that anytime his kids don't do what he wants them to do, like take out the garbage, he cuts off the surface.
Right, son.
Yeah.
Remember back in the days at 12 o'clock, the colorful lines came on TV to 6 in the morning
in the broadcasting day.
Oh yeah,
gotta do, bro.
So what is the end result? Are they seeking compensation, or do they think that Meta needs to fall back on the amount of ads that's displayed? Like, are they trying to clean up? Because you figure Meta just launched Threads also, and then Twitter rebranded, and TikTok is on the rise, and Snapchat. I just don't know if there's anything they can do.
Social media execs are on a high right now. They're about creating all of these platforms for people to use and be excited about. I don't see Meta changing because it's making money. It's a corporation, and one thing I learned in the corporation is that they play with the psyche of the watcher. I've watched them do it. I've actually sat in a meeting about corporate blue and corporate red. Why these colors are draw and attract and move.
Yeah.
You get people alert, and you use blue for people to be comfortable. You use red for, you know what I mean? It's a whole game to get you influenced into what someone is saying. You know what I mean? So I don't see it changing. I think parents are, whoever that started that committee out of the 42 states, whether it's governors and all that, to go at this big conglomerate of Facebook and Meta. They got enough money and lawyers to see how long you're going to be doing this. While that's happening, there's going to be a robot coming down your block telling you need to park somewhere else.
Yeah, I think it'd be too hard to stop it now.
That's attorney generals, but you know what this is going to be? This is going to be the modern day gun control issue. Same way that people argue about gun control, then it's going to be, we need because social media is the wild, wild west. So somebody at some point going to be like, we need some kind of regulation. But the reality of it is the internet been the wild, wild west forever.
You know what? Let me tell you, with those regulations, though, it turns into another way for the government to make money. Because what happens is now you got people lobbying to allow that stuff to happen. So it's a transfer of the money. Right now, the money goes to the individuals. You transfer the money back to the government. And you have all types of people protesting if they put these regulations on, because a lot of people rely on this stuff now for income.
Right.
Well, one thing I think that Meta could do that would I think that would help, and I just think it's social media in general, that if you're gonna be on social media, the same way if you have like a digital wallet or something like that, they need to have the verification of ID, so that way who it actually is. That way everybody's actually a verified person, But social media never do that, because these platforms that boast having like hundreds of millions of users, then it's gonna dwindle down drastically, because you're gonna find out it's one person with 500 troll accounts instead of having those 500 users. So if you actually require somebody, you got to have your license or some form of identification for verification of who you actually are, or a parent has to legally accept whatever it is, and they have to provide their license for verification, or whatever it is, or there's restriction to certain access if you're a certain age and a parent has to sign you up. That slows down the social media companies from getting users. Like social media, they just want users so they could bolster for ad revenue, because remember, Elon Musk wanted to pull out of the deal with Twitter because Twitter told them initially they had whatever amount of users, and then he ended up finding out like most of bots, fake people, and all this stuff or whatever. Like, so then imagine going to the NBA, because we're gonna be talking about the NBA next, and being like, you want to advertise through Meta, we got 180 million users or whatever, versus them saying, all right, so what are your real active users? How many people you got? Well, we actually only got 1.8 million. Well, they got hundreds of million users, obviously, but they don't care. They just want people to sign up, just to say we had a amount of users, but that to me, that would be a start to kind of being able to actually regulate some of this stuff. That way you actually know who are the people behind these accounts. Who is the person that's soliciting your kid, sending these ads nonstop. So while we talking about the NBA, let's switch to our next topic. I don't know if you had an opportunity to this, but it's word on the street is that the NBA has been sabotaging Ice Cube's Big Three. Let's start with you, Ken. What do you think? Do you think this is true?
I'm about to say, send it to the sport guys.
I gotta tell you, I don't think it's. I think it is. I think what's happening now with the NBA, more so than any other sports league, is that the money's not there anymore. I don't know if anybody's watching how the TV revenue and all this stuff's happening. So all those big contracts that the NBA anticipated, now you're starting to see games on HBO Max, on Amazon Prime and stuff. Because those other questions, a lot of people don't realize ESPN and TNT both said next year they're slashing the amount of games they're going to show by like 33%.
Wow. I didn't realize that.
So a lot of those games are getting moved off of there to Amazon Prime, into HBO Max and different things. So what happens is they're now fighting with the big three for actual like publication television time. And what happens is if you're a sponsor or something, it's tremendously cheaper to air the big three games than it is an NBA game. The NBA contracts are insane. Like for you to air those, for TNT to have that NBA game, that's like a $20 billion contract.
Wow.
Yo, their marketing, I think they earn like 1.66 billion, some crazy number.
Yeah.
That the NBA drew in, man.
So they one of the first things they did was they started. Cause you notice that they fired all those different people. Different announcers and different
to cut,
but that just wasn't enough. So they went back and looked at it, and now what the real problem is that on top of the NBA fighting them for it is they only want to air certain games. Like if you look at the schedule this year, you'll see that of course the Lakers will be aired. The Spurs because of Wembanyama, Phoenix.
I remember though that there was once upon a time a lot of these leagues would be in a contract that you have to air at least every team at least once.
Nope. Now it's different. Like Sacramento, because they played Golden State last year, they went from having one televised game to 22 this year.
Wow.
So, and San Antonio might have had 2 televised games to having like 41 or something, 40 or something crazy.
That's marketing then. Now the attention is drawn to Sacramento and all these other low market teams. And now they getting some notoriety. Like the NBA posted 1.6 billion in sponsor revenues. Now you know they got media locked down between broadcasting and television, cable TV.
Yo, Rob,
but you mentioned something about streaming, and that's the new point.
Yo, Rob, you know the NFL would kill themselves if they woke up and they only generated $1.6 billion.
Oh yeah. That's on week 16 you talking about.
The NFL would go crazy with those numbers. They'd be like, yo, only 1.6 billion. I think every league outside of the NFL is in trouble when it comes to this.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they're all trying to figure out
why you think they're in trouble.
They're in trouble because everybody's viewership is down.
Yeah.
And nobody and the NFL is the staple for the states. NFL is so bad that the NFL now is starting to look into tapping into overseas markets. You see that now. London,
Germany,
possibility of Germany, Mexico, and all that, because they not hurting. The NFL practically sells itself. You know,
Yeah.
like and the NFL don't go for it. If teams don't have the stadium filled to a certain capacity, they
Right.
black out.
Yep.
They black out. They won't even show it on TV. Like the worst, I would probably go on a limb and say, not even looking at the data, probably the worst performing NFL team probably generates as much revenue as, if not or close to, the best performing NBA or Major League Baseball team.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a fact. Like the television ratings over the years for Major League Baseball
that had
and
been a tool.
NBA, despite the fact that their stars has declined and the NFL continues to increase. The NFL may have took a slight step back, but it continues to still
Yeah.
prosper.
You got 82 games in the NBA, 162 in NFL and Major League Baseball, and just 17 weeks of football.
It's more exclusive.
It's more exclusive. So you know when you hear that dun, 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 that's a draw in itself. But I think the reason why all of them are starting to drop in viewership.
The phone.
yeah.
Not paying attention
Days.
to TV. Niggas is not paying attention to TV. We're preoccupied. Sports now has become entertainment. So if you want to be entertained, you can watch it. Most people are stop. I should talk to my man Dre. He's like, yo, man, between the calls and all that, it's fugazi. The referee goes to the table now. They gotta explain the rules to you. Who gives a
Well, it's entertainment. It's an entertainment value in that. And
Well, look at the leagues though. Look at the transformation of the league. So now Major League Baseball implemented these rules. Why? Because they want to generate. Major League Baseball wants to generate more interest. So they made base pads bigger so people could steal bases. They took the shift out of the game, trying to increase
know that. That's
the
great.
offense.
yeah,
They actually
that failed.
reduce the amount of time that pitchers have to throw pitches because
Right.
they can get more offense. More people will tune in. Here's the other thing to consider, right? National Football League, NFL, the people wear helmets. How are the people who wear helmets that you can't even hardly see their face more recognizable than the players of these other sports that you can see their face?
Yeah,
That's the popularity of the NFL. The NFL just, it sells itself. And I could see why the NBA would be like, you know, we got all these other things working against us. You know, God forbid, this big three thing
moves
catches
in.
on fire, takes all. And Ice Cube strategically positioned the big three not to compete against the NBA because it takes
Yeah.
during the time when the NBA is not even going.
So what's interesting about that too is the NBA. You know how you know you're in trouble when you start doing gimmicky stuff. So now you got that in-season tournament and all this foolishness. Like this is just like let's try to see we could generate interest type of thing.
Yeah.
And then you know it's real gimmicks because not only they doing it, you know that the people who win that each player gets $1 million.
I know. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's the dopamine, son. It's the dopamine response. Everyone is on crack right now to be sensationalized and entertained. And all they're doing is using the images and all the collective information to keep motherfuckers
Well,
stuck.
you gotta figure they got the NCAA tournament to compete against too.
That's another
That
one that's
comes up. And people watch that because it's like it's a single elimination. You lose, you go home. It's exciting.
Right.
I think eventually, I do think the NBA is going to cut the number of games down. I think that's going to happen.
Go
Well,
on the 80s,
I
like
think
75.
you spot on. Like the only way for them to actually be able to probably generate more revenue is that you gotta. I think that they should tinker with the product, but I think that they shouldn't make it cartoonish. You know,
Yeah.
like after a while, it loses the purity of it, and then people are gonna be like, "This is just not the same." What I thought it actually was. Like I wouldn't be surprised if after look in the NBA, they like we going back to the old format for the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Not only we going back to the old format for the All-Star game, we're gonna be penalizing people if they don't play and they start sitting out these games and everything. People are they're really looking hard at like how do we actually retool our
management around here
so we could compete. And one of the things I think that they was doing with the big three, which I'm surprised that Jaylen Brown was able to actually play in like their All-Star game or something.
Yeah, I don't think that would be possible. Like,
but they told the NBA players they don't want them actually playing and competing. I never heard them say that they don't want. I would imagine
players and that would go play in the Rucker.
Well, they
Yo,
consider
that's what I was
All-Star game.
playing the Drew League and all those other things.
They
But I
sanction
don't.
those leagues. They
Right.
sanction them and support those leagues. I think they could. The reason he could play in an All-Star game is because it was considered an entertainment event. So it's
Oh,
almost like being in a celebrity softball game or something.
Right.
What's
But
up,
I'm
Beyonce?
I'm sure they'll fix that up next time to
Yeah,
say
you
no
know,
basketball
if I was
event.
the Celtics, I would have been bugging. Like, imagine he would have tore his ACL after getting. Don't he got like the
Yeah,
highest
the
contract
biggest
ever?
contract in all the $300 million or something crazy.
Tears, right? Tears ACL going for a layup on Katino Mobley.
But I also think the NBA's problem too is that they have probably as much as people they got the NBA Players Association is one of the best unions in the world.
Yeah.
They own 52% of the league, and players' salaries are like insane. Like
That's
if
a
you,
fact.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you look at the value on the players versus now and before,
Oh
it's,
man,
it's insane. Like you got like Giannis and Anthony Davis just got 3 years deals for $62 million per.
yeah. That's crazy. His dude's
How
averaging
do they
averaging 5
generate
points.
that?
15 million. Yeah.
It's a lot of
How do
money.
they get that money? Probably by increasing concessions and ticket sales and
Yeah,
stuff like
ticket sales, television revenue. That's why they don't want the big three.
that.
Right.
YouTube,
And
I
they slightly cube
play
with
out
that.
there too.
They slightly
bet
cube with that, bro.
YouTube. You see, Showtime is getting out of the business of boxing also.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy.
Yeah, because everything is going to be like, I'm sure they'll probably either be YouTube, Amazon Prime, like those are. And you know who said it? Crazy ass Adrian Broner said it before. He was like, "Man, y'all gonna be fighting on apps soon, bro."
That's what he said.
That's what it's gonna be.
He was right.
That's what's gonna be.
Cube said that he had a contentious meeting with Silver, and that's probably why Silver don't like him. My thought was, the NBA was like, yo, you using all these. Yo, what's up, Van? That's my man right there. My man Van. My man
Peace,
Vita.
bro.
Peace.
You got all these former NBA players, and I think because of that, when you hear that, Silver's like, but you're using the word NBA. Like you can't say former players, but the players after they retire, they can go do what the hell they want.
Yeah.
So I don't. It's very conniving for them not to, or to blackball or to mention to other advertisers and investors, don't mess with them. If you mess with them, I'm pulling out. That's kind of shady.
They're not in a position to pull out from no advertising at this point. But you know what I was gonna say? I haven't watched the NBA All-Star Week in its entirety in several years. Is there three?
Really?
Is there three man?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that would be the next thing. Like, oh, why are you watching them? We got 3 man.
Well, they do it like they integrate it with WNBA and all that stuff. They try to do that.
Right.
But quietly,
Yeah.
Quietly, 3-on-3 basketball is becoming bigger because a lot of people don't realize 3-on-3 basketball was added to the Olympics.
Yeah.
They actually have professional three. I know a kid that I used to coach that plays in a professional 3-on-3 league in Europe, like in France or something.
Yeah.
So 3-on-3 basketball is becoming much bigger than what people probably even think.
Right, so let's just be real about it. I mean, the product has not been good. So maybe instead of worrying about the big 3, like, fix the product, get the product. Again, a lot of the games garbage. Half the time, like I remember taking my son to a Knicks game.
The product is the players.
He wanted to see LeBron. LeBron ain't even suit up for that game.
Well, they got to blame some of this on Kawhi. Kawhi flat out said, no matter what it is, he's still doing the same thing. And right off the top, they should have been like, all right, hold this fine for that.
Yeah, next time you sit your ass out, $50,000.
But I just think the quality of the game, like the competitiveness, the All-Star game. I'm sorry, I can't watch the All-Star game is trash. Just to me, the only time I really get interested, honestly, is the playoffs. It's just entirely too many games.
If they could incorporate something like, MLB, that dictates who's the home field advantage in the playoffs.
The playoffs.
Yeah, but that's garbage too.
Their whole product is down the tube, so that's a bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't remember, and I used to love baseball. I can't remember the last, maybe because the Yankees sucked this year, but I can't remember the last baseball game that I've watched. I haven't watched a baseball game from start to finish in a while, and probably the last NBA game that I think I watched from start to finish was probably last year in the playoffs. In the NBA playoffs, I think the first round, the Kings versus Golden State. After that, I just lost interest. I'm like, it just It's not what it was. It just doesn't have the same.
Entertainment now, bro.
You know,
entertainment.
They did a lot towards, like, I think what it is that basketball and some sports is more of a purist type of thing, the same way we consider music. So they're not catering to their base. They think that they can bring in all these new kids by, forget it, just let people run up and down and shoot threes and all this other stuff. When most of the people, a good bulk of people that are older that watch basketball and watch sports to see sports.
Yeah.
So they should probably, like, you can get some people, but you can't cover everybody. You can't try to get people from 8 years old all the way through 80 and think everybody's gonna have the same level of engagement.
It's not gonna happen.
The NFL, did you see the NFL thing? The NFL has something where they have like the Toy Story game. Like, I was watching something where they were simulating the game with toys or something on Nickelodeon or something. Like, I kid you not. They were doing the game on Nickelodeon.
Deontay said the league is very soft. The drive to play went down and the sassiness went up. There are a lot of sassy.
You think it's sassy out here?
There are a lot of sassy. There's a lot of diva. You know, I'm telling you, speaking of sassiness, probably that's the reason why I don't want to watch either, because it's just too much flopping, man.
Yo, you getting fined for that? Yo, you see what happened?
Yeah, they got.
What's the fine? $500?
It's $5,000. They got a Knick player already for it. First game, right off the top.
I think your brother was pissed off because Jason Tatum may get called for a foul, but they called Jalen Brunson for a flop.
I wonder if LeBron already sent them $100,000.
Prepay. I'm gonna prepay for this.
You hold that, because I'm gonna be flopping a lot this year.
Flopping. I just be some of the stuff I'll be looking at. I'm like, damn, like. It's the quality of the game. Like, I think if they could address the product, retool the product, then I think they'll be all right. But it's extremely competitive, and they're not gonna. NBA is not gonna. They're not gonna beat NFL.
No,
they're not gonna beat out when March Madness roll around. You got to compete with that. You got to compete with college football. I wonder if college football, Colorado's ratings are equally as high as games.
Colorado games are through the roof.
But now.
Well, the NBA is in trouble anyway, because I did watch a couple of games, and LeBron don't look like LeBron right now. He looked like last year he was 34. Now he looked like he might be 40 in one off season. So, like, put it this way, I've never seen LeBron. I watched 1.5 LeBron games this year, right? And there's been no dunks. He the layup king right now. Yeah. Something's not right there, and he's the face of the league or something, and now they trying to minute restrict him down to 29 minutes. I'm like, this dude is the face of the league, and look who they got backing him up, John Morant. So,
league. 56.
Yeah, exactly. He's looking old out there, dude.
To Adam Silver's credit, though, like, I think that the dude I see him as being a visionary and being innovative, because think about it, yo. Yeah. Bro, Adam Silver, but remember before
people Abu Dhabi, bro.
Abu Dhabi, Adam Silver, the dude who made sure they got, you see people jerseys, advertisement on jerseys,
Toyota, Motorola.
Anyway,
they don't even know who they are, bro.
Golden Palace.
Now let me tell you what's gonna happen. They want to get that money back. You'll start seeing logos on the shorts. They're gonna add another patch. That's what you got to do.
That sponsorship is going up, but you should be flooded. You don't even see the team. You're gonna see Apple. You're gonna see McDonald's. You're gonna see
the digital display.
Eggs.
It's gonna change like a billboard.
You're gonna see Boeing jets and all sorts of shit on niggas' clothes.
Well, in Europe, if you look at those jerseys, that's what they have. The jerseys got like your name. It got all types of advertising on it.
You gotta go charge your jersey before you put it on.
You got a roving billboard.
Oh man,
that's where we are, man.
Yeah. They're gonna put the AI on the jersey, so whatever they think you want to see.
I do want to see Cube succeed, man, because I like the league. Is it boring sometimes? Yeah, because it hasn't picked up its notoriety. How long has it been? 7 years?
Yeah, he changed the rules though a little bit. So what it used to be is that you used to have to be out of the league X amount of time. So Cube, this might be pissing him off too, because Cube is like, yeah, listen, if you leave the league today, you can start playing tomorrow.
Listen, yo, and
It wasn't like that before. Like the NBA, like you know how you had those dudes teetering on the fence whether they come back to the league, like that 3-year thing where they bouncing in and out for.
Cuban giving that text, bro.
Yeah, Cuba's like, yeah, listen, you come right now. You done,
I
man?
wonder what the salaries are. I wonder what the salaries are associated with the big three players.
Well, he cheats the game with that too, because if you big ticket, you big ticket. If you're not, like you could play like it's crazy. If you play for the University of Kentucky and he think you're gonna get people to watch and you got the name, your check's gonna match your name. But if you like a regular dude that just play basketball, that's good. Like Katino Mobley's a bigger draw than some of these dudes because you know who Katino Mobley is.
Right.
Somebody getting $2,500 for the season.
Probably. You know who said that? This guy, who was it? What was I think about it? Was it John Wall or somebody right after they finished playing the NBA guard that was really good? Said that he used to take his own money because he wasn't trying to stay in those hotels and take them flights that they was doing in the Big Three. He's like,
John Wall played in the Big Three?
No, not John Wall. Who was it? Somebody was like, yeah, you stay in motels, not hotels.
Damn.
And that you might as well be on Soul Plane in the Big
Players do better at AAU. Shit.
Damn. Getting jammed up. You have to league on
the NBA, right? The NBA as a nonprofit, right? I think the foundation said the NBA Foundation is a nonprofit organization established and initially funded by 30 teams. The foundation is focused on driving economic opportunity to empower an empowerment in the Black community.
I was gonna say, it's a minority. The NBA is a minority initiative. You ain't
so what the fuck is Black? What is Ice Cube? Is he purple? What the fuck out of here? Help the nigga out.
So the NBA is a 501c3?
Yo, it is a for-profit organization, but however, the NBA is a nonprofit organization established and initially funded by all 30 NBA teams.
NBA cares. There you go.
Well,
but they got another ditch effort too. You heard they look at expand the league, expand the team. So what you do with that is I remember a lot of people remember years ago they're gonna make it so you can only protect certain amount of players. They're gonna allow you to drop somebody because of the salary.
Yeah. I'm hearing Seattle and Las Vegas.
Las Vegas is done. I'm 100% sure they're getting that.
They're gonna definitely get something in
Vegas.
Yeah. So what is the thought? Because I guess the thought process for Las Vegas is figuring that you always got people in town and maybe they'll go see a game. Because Las Vegas,
bro,
the casinos can get them tickets out for free.
Yeah, sir. You can walk the strip. You want to go to the game?
Yeah.
That's it. All entertainment, so you can gamble, go watch a game.
So that's where the additional revenue can come from. That they need to figure out a way to tap into the gambling joint. And as long as the players aren't gambling, that's where
they're gonna be slot machines.
Did you hear Brooklyn's doing that? You heard about that? Brooklyn is thinking about modifying their seats to have a way to do stuff like do FanDuel live in the stadium, like something where they're in connection with the sports gambling people,
right.
And it's in the stadium, so you could gamble on any games and stuff right from your seat.
Well, that's perfect for Vegas. Then that's perfect.
Smart.
The Nets, the Nets, one of the people heavily looking into that. Like they might be the first team to incorporate that.
Smart. Have y'all been following this story with Cesar Pena and DJ Envy, alleged real estate Rico? Well, Cesar Pena, I believe he was indicted. They picked him out. He's like out on $1 million bond for his Ponzi scheme where he's
other guys' money
allegedly frauded a whole bunch of people out of money for properties that supposedly that they were investing in. But I'll let you guys talk first about it. Like it's very interesting.
I got an interesting statement off the top. Sometimes you just need to listen to Joe Buttons.
Listen, bro. I'm not just Joe Budden.
Yeah.
Because he made it say, I took it to my Desert Storm team. All of them rejected, bro.
Every single one. Yeah, 5, all of them like, yeah.
They said, nah, bro. You ain't pitched that right because they knew it was somebody taking your money, son. Listen.
Yo, how much responsibility do you guys believe the investor, the person who actually invested, should have in this? And I want you to think about this. Like, from what I understand, people were told that they would have a return of up to 30% and up to 2 to 3 months.
That's not realistic. Because if
That
you
was the draw to just bring your money in. Bring
well,
your money in.
my thought process this and the same thing, like going back to that housing scam, the larger housing scam. Think of it this way, right? If you could make 30% in 2 or 3 months, wouldn't billionaires be doing that?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, 34. You have the richest people in the world would just keep doing that. You wouldn't even be able to get into something like that.
Right.
Yo,
Yeah,
what
they gotta
investment?
put it
Only investment I
In
know
2 to 3
that you
months
get that kind of money is the mafia when they
in
put
the
the
street, in the street. That's the
yeah,
only investment you can make that.
down.
that's
Open up
what
a
I'm saying.
dispensary right now.
Yeah.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Like, do the investors have some responsibility in this? Like, do they need to take some ownership? Like, damn, like I really thought that this was an investment. Like, I got greedy. Let's just call a spade a spade. Like, I
Yeah.
can't think of an investment just off the top of my head that I could be like, I could put X amount of dollars in it. I could get a 30% return in 3 months.
That's a lot.
Well, you know what happens, and this is how you get people. So you say 30% in 3 months, and people, instead of taking their money out, because even if they got it, like, nah, wait, if I can get 30 in 3 months, I can hang in there.
And that's how he was getting them.
Yeah.
That's Now here's the real question. Does DJ Envy have responsibility in this? And if so, what is his responsibility?
He was trafficking.
He was the face. They made him the face. They made him the face of it. So that's what kind of hurts him is that he was like it's man.
That's trafficking, bro. You done brought the little kids. Yo, son. Listen, he was promoting it heavy on his joint. He was luring them in. That's the reason why he went to his Desert Storm family. Listen, even in his ignorance, there's not that much ignorance, bro. If you're wise and you're paying attention, yo, you know somewhere in there was some shifty shit. But according to Pena, all the 20 cases that he received had nothing to do with Envy. So he's trying to save face, in my opinion.
Well, you gotta figure.
Go ahead, Kidada.
You gotta figure Envy put a lot of money in it. If they can really truly attach Envy to this, he's gonna be in a lot of trouble because they're gonna start going after his personal assets and everything.
Yeah,
I think yo. So here's my take on it. I
hopefully
like to
think lawyers. So hopefully
that. I was gonna say I like to think that DJ Envy is smart enough, and I don't see that as being like a I don't look at him and be like, he exudes being an intellectual. I think that DJ Envy I think that DJ Envy was a person who saw an opportunity. Here where I'm going with this, not an opportunity to scam people, but an opportunity to say like, oh, we could get money from this, from the seminar portion. And I believe that DJ Envy probably created the seminar portion because DJ Envy probably did do some kind of business with the dude that was lucrative.
He's packing
and
like
him doing business that was lucrative with him said, oh, this is the opportunity I want to share with other people. Now, what people don't realize is that DJ Envy has a platform that's probably like the #1 rated show and of course in the market, but across the country, #1 rated morning show for whatever age demographic. That if you do bad business with DJ Envy, he has the ability to get on a platform and slander you every day. Yeah, so in order for you to set up a Ponzi scheme, like somebody at some point has to make some kind of money with you to be a mouthpiece. So I think that DJ Envy was just, to me, like he was the person who was the advertiser that brought C's opinion into the public light by doing these seminars. And I think people looked at DJ Envy and was like, you made money with him. I feel comfortable because you made money with him. I want to invest also. So with that being said, to me, I look at it like, if anything, DJ Envy is guilty of having bad judgment, and probably a fair consequence for him would be for iHeart to say like, yo, we got to fire you because we don't want to be associated. We don't want our brand to be associated with something like this. But did DJ Envy, I don't get the sense that DJ Envy knowingly said, yo, where are we going to line these people up and get
absolutely
whatever. I just don't see that.
No, I don't think so. I don't see that. I think the bad part about it for him is that when he went to, like you said, his Desert Storm crew and everything else, the people like the money makers said no. So
because they understood it didn't sound practical.
Yeah, well, the problem is he went to people who didn't really have money and basically talked them into giving them what they had. So he sold dreams.
DJ Envy or Cesar Pena?
Well, DJ Envy was the pitch man of it. The other dude, he don't care where the money come from either way because he's keeping it. So
Yeah,
he
he
don't
got
care.
Envy in the he got Envy as the front runner. Like,
So hold on.
If you listen to Envy was pushing it. Some of the stuff I heard him say, he was pushing it as a way for people who didn't have money and different things to come up, like a way to help disenfranchise people and stuff like that.
So that's what I'm saying. So DJ Envy's promotion of it was at a seminar, right? In the
Yeah.
context of a seminar. I don't think DJ Envy went out and was like, yo, that word, you make 75 grand a year.
nah,
Yo, bread, this, that, or whatever. I think that at the seminar, people
yeah,
saw him at the seminar and was like, oh, this is a way to make money because
Yeah.
people easily become enamored with the ability to make some quick money. And I think that was the part. Now, what happened is, to me, I think DJ Envy's stardom or popularity makes him a much easier target with
Yes,
this.
sir.
You lose your bread, you're gonna be looking around like, yo, you vouch for this dude.
Yeah.
Because you vouch for him, somebody got to
Fire
show me my money.
right. I need mines, bro.
Yeah.
DJ Envy saw he made it a seminar. He turned it into a club. That's what he did. He said, "Yo, come over here. This is the new tunnel where we're gonna make some money."
Yeah.
And-
Yellow makes a good point there.
Envy didn't see any profit on what's the name? Envy supposedly got beat on a property that Caesar told him that they was gonna make a multi-family or a multi-apartment type joint or whatever. But those small little flips that you seen Envy doing all over the place, Envy was making a couple of dollars on that.
Okay.
So think about it this way, right? Once upon a time, they used to have on HGTV and all these different things. They used to have these flipping shows about
You don't
people.
see him no more.
You don't see them no more, but you know what you see? Those same people having flipping seminars because they realize
Yeah.
the money is actually in selling the information, not actually doing
Mhm.
it's the same thing. Like, I don't know if you ever read Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah.
You know, the guy that wrote the book for Rich Dad Poor Dad goes around and does financial seminars. You know, he speaks about like, all right, this is how you manage wealth. Like, people do that all the time. Even you know, you see like the different wealth managers and coaches and whatever it is online. This
What's
is
that
all.
brother? I'm gonna cut you. What's that brother we interviewed? He make bread too, bro.
With that we interview with who Tor
Tory, right? Yeah, Tor Abrams.
Yeah.
Make bread, bro.
Yo, so how you call it? This is the wave of what people are doing. They going out and they selling this stuff. And I think that if you think about it this way, so DJ Envy right now got his car show thing going on, right?
Yeah.
That's his car show joint. If he gets a vendor to come to the car, and this may be, you know, apples and oranges, this may not compare equally, but here I'm going with this. He gets vendors to come in and somebody says that I restore cars, I do car restoration. You go there and you be like, yo, I'm gonna get this dude to restore my car. I seen him at DJ Envy's joint. The dude don't restore the car correctly, or he never does it. Does that in turn make DJ Envy responsible for the dude not restoring your car?
No.
But
it messes up DJ's Envy's credibility of
and that's the
an informer to let somebody know, yo, I got this hookup.
Yeah, he's kind of responsible for the vetting process in that.
Yeah, you can't trust his word now.
Yo, why he could keep promoting it if he never seen nothing? You know, was the hold of the money until they hit the quota. Then he
Envy off, right? So
I don't think DJ Envy that stupid. I think that DJ Envy was getting the bread off the seminars.
Yeah, he was packing the house like a party promoter.
Yeah, it's like
he came in.
You ever go to one of them things where they try to sell you the timeshare, where they have the big thing to sit down and they take you to
in Vegas too.
That's exactly what it is. He had them in the room, sold them the dream, and then pushed them off to the salesman. Here you go, Caesar.
I did my part, and you gave my.
So this is a good question. If he's innocent and his money is legit, why is his wife scrubbing her? I know the answer to this. Why is his wife scrubbing her social media pictures? She posted previously with luxury trips and items. Why do you think she would do that?
Because they're gonna go after them personal assets.
Personal assets.
Yeah, personal assets. You got all these homes and cars and stuff.
You don't let them go over there, son.
Yo, I guarantee you, if DJ Envy, if there's a civil lawsuit and DJ Envy's name is brought in it, whatever the name of his company is, LLC, they're gonna be suing. DJ Envy, you don't give up your personal assets. You don't give up your personal assets.
Yeah, I'm sure he got that set up correctly. He's crazy if he don't.
Yeah. So
they even tell you he can't even have it as his name. His LLC can't be his name because they could tie that in.
So I think that if anything, to me, I look at it as DJ Envy is just guilty of having poor judgment and co-signing somebody who who did this stuff. And I think, like I said, I could see iHeart stepping in and being like, "Nah, we can't have you," because of that, or iHeart using more discernment about who they actually bring up on the Breakfast Club, as a result of it. Like, because what it really seems like is that DJ Envy didn't vet the guy. But here's the other thing, though, that Cesar Pena's history is well known. Like, his story, he came on an interview for white collar crime. So that goes to show you, a dude who's locked up for white collar crime come to you and be like, "Yo, I could get you a 30% return."
Where Envy meet this guy at? In the pizza shop?
Well, you know what happens. He went in knowing one thing and came out smarter.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably so. And now, you listen to Cesar Pena talk about it, and he's like that Envy wasn't a victim. What he said? Envy wasn't a victim.
Envy wasn't a victim. Yeah,
he wasn't a victim.
All 20 of them cases that he'd been charged with, Envy was a part, and his wife wasn't a part of any of that.
That they weren't a part of it.
They weren't a part of it. Yeah, he's not a victim.
Yeah, I honestly, I believe that. I believe that Envy is guilty of poor judgment. And how you call it, and probably people gonna look at him because he made that money off them seminars. Just by chance, I wonder how much it costs to actually attend one of them seminars.
I don't know. They got everybody running from this though now.
Yeah, everyone.
Killer Mike posted up because he got a picture with Envy and Cesar Pena. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with this.
Niggas just bailing now. Niggas like,
yeah. He never endorsed them. So anybody that's in a picture with this dude,
but let me say this though. Some of this, I've listened to some of these stories, and I'm like, yo, you got to be shitting me. Like, somebody had an investment with the dude where they must have put up 50 grand or something like that. And when it came time to collect, this dude, Cesar, must have told them, like, yo, why don't you roll your money over into another property? And they would roll their money over into this other alleged property. Then they would come to collect like 3 months later, and Cesar would hit him with the same joint. Like, yo, why don't you roll your money over to another property?
You get more.
At what point do you be like, yo, I actually want because that's how Ponzi schemes fall apart. Like, when
I was just thinking of Bernie Madoff, bro.
Yeah, you need to start people try to cash out. Yeah,
that's exactly what it was. But yo, look at this. The same way the Will Ponds, the owner of the Mets, all them celebrities and everything got caught with Bernie Madoff also out of greed. Yeah. These unrealistic returns that you think you're gonna get on these investments.
They had to sell a team because of that. That's why they end up selling a team.
And the pay, remember, they was cutting all their good players, trading everybody away for pennies on the dollar.
I'm telling you, it's your pitch, man. It's the only way you get by. You gotta pitch a good ass pitch, bro. A nice little curveball.
Why do you think that the police haven't picked up Envy yet?
Because there really isn't any evidence of Envy's wrongdoing other than what you said. Poor judgment. Poor judgment.
Yeah.
But Yella don't like this shit. Envy guilty for partners.
Wow. Learn how to flip houses in prison from a scammer.
He might have been in a prison with Madoff. They didn't check.
The Yellow on here so she can speak her piece. She got something to say, bro. Yella got something to say, son.
Yo, he is guilty of that, but I don't know if that's a criminal offense. Yeah, you have to be slightly slow not to think something after. Yo, he has some dude rolled his money over, I think, 4 times. And then the dude said that Cesar stopped answering the phone. He showed up at Cesar's office, and then Cesar gave him a check for, I think, for like $10,000 or $15,000, and told him something like, yo, don't cash it yet, or something or whatever. Like, yo.
I gotta go print some more of these up.
Right. So yeah. See,
come on.
He's already admitted his guilt. He know he's getting locked up.
These people will probably never see their money again, though.
No,
it's done.
Well, I'm telling you,
now the justice is him getting locked up.
The civil suit is coming. They're going to anybody with their name. They're going to tie Envy everybody, and the civil suit is coming.
Of course, iHeart. That's why I said Envy, probably because I would be trying to sue everybody under the sun too.
Well, Cesar Pena was up there interviewed a lot of times, though. He was up on that morning show.
He was up there moving. He was moving it. That's what I'm saying. Envy was trafficking, yo. Human trafficking. Right? You be bringing them in, bro.
Yo, so how did it last that long with nobody actually ever seeing or owning their property or getting any returns? Somebody
Greed.
at some point
Oh
had to
wait,
get
I got an answer for that. Greed and inflation. People was- like
Right.
times ain't that easy now. People like, I need my bread right now.
Right. Where's it at?
Yo.
You said 3 months, bro.
Yeah, but I'm serious though. At some point, you're gonna be like, damn, like, you know, all right, I got I know I got my money in this or whatever. Like, yo, I need to pull out my money. Where's my money at? Because I feel like he's been tied to Envy now for at least like 2 years, right?
No, they were sold a dream, man. People believed in that dream, bro.
Yeah.
At a time when people were like, you know, I got a little cash. I need to make some more money.
Yeah.
And they got them.
There was a
I've
lady.
been fucked up. I mean, country. I've been fucked up if Joe, Fab, and Clue.
Oh nah, you would have been some other stuff going on.
Hey, to beat that. Yo, what you told? What you doing? So
Yeah.
that nigga
Yo.
real fast.
Millions of dollars down the tubes.
So who was DJ? Who was Angela Yee involved with that? She bought all those properties in Detroit because you see her.
Yeah,
And
she
you see
did.
Envy like rehabbing and flipping the houses he got too. That's what I'm saying. Envy made some kind of bread with him. No,
That's right.
but
Angela got off the show.
did you see? And this is how I knew. I'm like, yeah, Envy about to get hit with a crazy civil lawsuit. There was some woman that was sharing her story, and she said that her husband went to the seminar, and that her husband, that they were flipping a property or something like that, and that she wanted to go with Caesar and Caesar's brother. I think Caesar's brother's name was Lucci or something. Wanted to go with him as like the contractor to help fix up the property, but the husband was like, chill, like, yo, I'll do it or whatever. These was like MTA workers, man. Was like, nah, I'll do it when I get around to it. And she convinced her husband to go with them and end up losing like 100,000 or something out of it, you know. So she was like, why would DJ Envy, you know, put us on to this dude? You know, if you lose your bread, you're gonna start grasping at straws and blaming anybody. Charlamagne name will probably be in there.
Yeah.
You know, whoever they could think of.
That's hilarious gonna be in there just because too.
Did you know that the problem that Envy's got too, you know, he doubled down this week, right? Instead of him just apologizing and saying basically, you know, I was kind of deceived and I made a mistake.
What
He doubled down and said he don't apologize for it.
Who, Envy?
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
yeah,
I mean, hold on. Let's think from a legal standpoint. If you was
admit guilt, yeah.
I wouldn't apologize or whatever. I would not. I'd be like, I don't know what my standard defense would be like the same shit that he's saying. I'd be like, yo, you know, I partner with him on the seminars. You know, I if you look at the paperwork, I ain't never sell nobody no house.
What niggas say? I was just a DJ, son. That's all I did.
Yella said these people got to be held accountable too, though. They said a couple of these people never even looked inside the house. They sat outside the car and looked at it and just handed their money over. At that point, you kind of
put up a wood shell.
So, yo, how do you even go buy a home? No, like you could pull a deed on your house too. They said that the homes were like in other people's names.
Well, that's like that scam. They have like scams now where people like send people money to rent shit for houses, rent houses and stuff, and it's not even a house and stuff like that.
They had one of the dudes that they said that kept rolling his money over and over again, that Caesar must have told him like, oh, we just started construction on the property that you invested in. And the dude said he went past the place and there was nothing going on. But he said that this was after several months. So you giving a person even more, like you didn't get your initial return back and you keep giving a person even more money. That's greed.
Well, you know what it is, because he's probably hitting them with the flim flam. Like, you know what, the project can't move forward. We need more investments in it to get it moving faster. We need more money to move it along.
Material. We don't have enough
permits and all this other stuff. The permits is held up.
Yeah, you can push back with a lot of construction jargon.
Yo, if I told you right now I got an investment, I'll give you $40. You know how you call it. If you give me $40, I give you $120 in the next 3 months. That may be believable because you're like, that's not a substantial amount of money. You know? But if I told you, yo, give me $4,000, give me $4,000 and then I'll give you $12,000 in 3 months, you wouldn't be like,
yo, don't that sound like the old scams that been on fucking Instagram? Give me
yeah.
Yo, you know what that sound like? That sound like the street. That's what that sound like.
You might have took your money and took it to FanDuel or something.
That sound like the street, like somebody getting a pack and you know heading uptown. Well, yo, what would make you think what would make you think that somebody could put that money that fast?
When you greedy, you think anything can happen, bro.
You know, and here's the other thing: like, who were the attorneys that were signing and stuff for? That's what I'm saying. Like, the people, the actual people who bought the property, who were their attorneys?
The sad thing about it is,
people.
Do you even know if these are even attorneys? The way we talking about this could nobody's checking anything. It could have been.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. So imagine me sitting in the courthouse complaining about this, and then the attorney that's questioning me about it, I'll be like, "Nah, I ain't have no attorney because I seen Cesar Pena with DJ."
Yeah.
DJ Envy said it was okay for me to give Cesar Pena $100,000. That's not nuts to you?
That's sad.
Well, he didn't even give him a receipt.
It's sad, and this is why we are in the position we're in, because people just take things off of face value, bro. No one researches anything. No one asks any questions about nothing. Even if it's fishy, you're still saying that $4,000 gonna give me 12 grand. One day it's gonna happen.
Right. Send 200 and then get 1,000. Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. Yella said I feel like Envy may not have known in the beginning, but he definitely knew some shit wasn't right later, and Seto did nothing for those people. I believe that. I believe at some point he probably, you know, somebody probably DM'd them or something and was like, "Yo, what's up with your man Cesar?" No, I haven't heard from him. I can see that.
I've seen, and this is, I'm gonna just say this feels like a little bit of karma for Envy, because Envy sometimes in his interviews, yeah, he can be condescending and way left field with a lot of his question answering and the things he says. I'm like, did you hear yourself when you said that before you said that, Envy?
Well, Flex is going in.
Flex is laying him out.
Yeah, Flex.
How does a pedophile sit across the table from a scammer?
Yeah.
You guys are through. Oh my God. But Pena is adamant, and this is not Envy's fault. Envy ain't got nothing to do with it. And ain't nobody gonna believe him because he fucked up now.
Yeah.
So.
Yo, you seen they said something like that Envy ratted on him?
Envy
All that shit will come out.
Envy need to start turning states right now. He can get
That's crazy.
I'm sure they could get whatever information from Envy. But if I was Envy's attorney, I would tell him, yo, my standard defense would be like, yo, only thing I did with him was the seminars. We had other vendors at the seminar. You see, the credit dude came forward too. The dude that was working with them.
That was Envy's man.
And his beef with Envy is that Envy was supposed to be a partial owner of his business, but wasn't promoting him.
That's terrible.
That's crazy.
So lesson learned, I think, for all of this is just, you know, like you got to be careful who you endorse.
Yeah.
Careful who you endorse. Careful who you in bed with. Who you doing business with. Be mindful, because you know the things that are happening out here, they're designed to take our distract us from what it is that we're probably looking to do, man. Like, there's so much things that just block us from doing the shit we're supposed to do every day, and here we are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, man.
In order to snitch, Envy has to have information.
That's true.
Inside wrongdoings, which makes him guilty. I don't know. I just don't.
Find out Yella, she's a lawyer somewhere.
Yo, I just don't. I think people
prosecutors.
I think people giving Envy a lot more credit. I just don't see Envy as an intellectual. Like I don't.
And that's my thing. And that's my thing. Take it, yo. No disrespect. The wise disrespect.
Yeah, right afterwards. Here it comes.
Here comes the disrespect. No disrespect. Here comes the disrespect. Yeah, bro.
The light don't shine very bright, man. I've listened to interviews by this gentleman, man. I'm like, you don't know that? Like, why are you asking that?
I'm sure Tyrese is laughing right now.
That's what I mean. Like, how things turn around for him that fast. Like, bro, you've been doing a lot of just.
Yo,
coming home the roost for Envy, man. I cover court cases for a living. I know it, man.
Yeah, Yella trolling.
Envy is out of here. Envy might be gone. So yeah.
Nah. I don't think so. I just think that, you know, with he's the type of dude that if he got roped into it, he probably ain't know what was going on.
Yeah, you know, he's like, I ain't do nothing.
You're right. iHeart might, you know what? iHeart might try to, like you say, censor the guests and stuff, but I don't think they'll get rid of him right away because they just lost Angela Yee, and that show just fall apart. You can't just have that. They have to have some kind of transition or get another host or somebody in there. They'll probably slowly phase him out.
Right?
They did what?
And then they implement Just Hilarious.
Nah, they
No,
got like
they've been rotating. Yeah, they rotate people in and out.
they rotating like different hosts. Yeah, I just don't. I could see if iHeart got like heat put on them from people and like by like advertisers and stuff like that, them dropping him. But as
Yeah.
far as like from a criminal standpoint, I think he should be all right from a criminal standpoint, and I think that he'll probably be tied up in litigation for a minute from a
Yeah.
civil standpoint because any lawyer, any lawyer, I think that has common sense would list him in a civil case,
Yeah,
especially
everybody.
and Yella, and that's the reason why the wife is probably scrubbing social media, like the lavish items and all that, because in the event you lose a civil case, the burden of proof in a civil court is significantly less than what it is in a criminal court. Mind you, remember, OJ got found innocent in criminal court, but found guilty
In
in
civil.
civil court. So, you could get off by criminal law and be
We're gonna take your money.
Not that much, baby.
so somebody could come and be like, yo, I'm gonna need them Lambos or whatever you got.
You know what is right? iHeart, like they could go back and say iHeart was irresponsible with who they put up there and who they promoted.
I would if I was I was an attorney for one of these people, I'd be throwing that's what I said. I need Charlemagne, Angela Yee, iHeart, Envy, Envy's wife, Caesar, Credit Man,
everybody, yeah.
Anybody you could think of. You got to list everybody in it to try to, you shoot your shot and you see what you come up with.
See which one stick. That's it. The person that gets stuck.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy though? Like that you could be found innocent in criminal court, but then guilty in civil court. So in criminal court, the court of law says that OJ didn't off those women. But civil court,
you had something to do with it, bro.
Still responsible, yeah.
Somebody catching that body.
That's crazy.
And that may be it for Envy. That may be the end result of it. Like, okay, so you didn't quite know what was going on. You wasn't in on it, but the fact that you brought this dude to the table, there's some financial responsibility for you. That's a hell of a lot of restitution, because from what I hear, dude bilked a lot of people.
Yeah, that's gonna be
a lot of money involved, man.
Well, you might be able to secure DJ Envy for your party soon. He'll be available soon.
Yeah, wow.
The rates just went down. He needs to get volume on the gigs now.
Shoot.
Sick family in a second.
Closing words?
He's gonna have a podcast. Closing words. Go ahead, yeah. What you got?
I got something funny for you. So California recently, people were going around saying they banned Skittles. California banned, I guess, the products in Skittles. So people thought that they banned actual Skittles, the candy. So they also went after too, because in other countries, Skittles you can't eat. They like all the Kellogg cereals, like Fruit Loops and Apple Jacks and Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, they got chemicals in there that they're actually not.
So look forward to seeing now in America, they're gonna start banning some of these different things or changing the formulas.
It's about time.
It's about time. It's been time.
Yeah, listen, I'm suing everyone, even the man who sold envious cars with my money. Everybody, you took that money knowing damn well I was scamming money.
Yellow, we're gonna have to retain your expertise.
Oh man.
Keep you on payroll with us or something. I don't know, man. If you are lady, you give it Envy the business to think.
Yo, Yella, they gonna break them down to muffin money, right? Well, he gonna be on YouTube panhandling.
Let me tell you, there's two people that are gonna be following this case: Yella and Funkmaster Flex. Lord knows, anything happens to Envy, we gonna know, son.
Yeah, Rob.
Listen, man. Just be mindful, people. Just be mindful. Be mindful in these days and times where we are, because a lot of things like this are happening. People are getting scammed all over the place. Our children are losing their minds because they're so inundated. I don't know if I said that wrong. My wife always tells me I say it wrong. So much inundated. And they get so much distraction for them that they can't focus on one thing, but they still want to smoke, drink, and hang out and do all these things. All I'm saying is to be mindful. be mindful. Ask questions, man. It ain't that serious, bro. Just be mindful, man. That's my word.
Yeah. Yo, I think this should be a cautionary tale to people, man. Like, all money ain't good money. Fast money, trying to flip that money and get a quick return sometimes is not good. It's unfortunate though, because you look at like regular common folk that was probably trying to make a couple of dollars. People took that out of
MTA workers, they was like, look, I'm tired of living in the Bronx or Co-op City or whatever. I'm trying to go live in Rochelle or White Plains or Westchester. Come on, man. Just help a brother out. And then you got the dude on the radio who's always promoting it. On curveballs. That's whack. That's whack.
Yo, if you tuned in late and you didn't catch the beginning, we talked a little bit at the beginning. I was telling people that I think one of the things that we're going to make a commitment to as a podcast is getting back to bringing y'all regular content. Like we slowed down a little bit, but we're going to get back to at least at a bare minimum our once a week episodes, whether we have a guest or whether we're having a conversation like this. I'm looking forward to it. We invite you guys to join the conversation. Also, one thing we don't do that other podcasts do or other people on YouTube do is bring other people up on the platform. I think we gotta stay away from that because there's a lot of weirdos on YouTube. there's a lot of weirdos on YouTube that I don't know if you want to be affiliated with. But I invite people to join the conversation in the chat, even if you have an opposing view of anything that we're saying here. Like that doesn't necessarily mean that we're gonna jump out the window and block you, like
right.
Discourse is a good thing. There's none of us up here are above somebody giving us new information to change our opinion or influence our opinion in a different manner. So with that being said, thank you everybody for pulling up to the No Ideas Original Podcast. We'll catch y'all next week. Next week we're supposed to have an interview, a really, really good interview. If people are familiar with Violator, Violator from back in the days, if you think about it, Red Alert, Cool DJ Red Alert, we supposed to be having an interview with the OG Violator, possibly to end the next week. And then we have the artist Midas also. So
was that Thursday and Friday?
Yeah, looking forward to it. We're just waiting for confirmation from OG Violator, but definitely we already got confirmation from Midas. So looking forward to continuing to bring you guys interviews and good conversation. Peace, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Salute from the No Ideas Original Podcast. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Peace.